What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Civilization 5 AI only Europe battle with the Health and Plagues mod. Three big things going on at the moment. Assyria's capital and only city is being sieged by Babylon. Whilst the Khazar are invading the Huns in an awkward, very awkward. What a start! In a very awkward way, I guess. And Russia is continuing to invade the Goths, who also are suffering from a bit of a disease outbreak, which isn't helping them. Yep, so this Hunnic city, 17 population, looks like it's going to fall to the Khazar. It's the furthest one away from them, so I don't know why they went for that city, but they can do what they want, I guess. And yeah, let's just see how things are developing. It's just gone turn 200, past turn 250, or on turn 250, which means we're just over halfway turn wise, because normally we don't quite make it to turn 500. Normally it's 450, so it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. So pretty big. If Babylon can take this, then maybe they'll have a chance to stand up to Arabia. Not a big chance, because Arabia have done very well, but especially taking a city from Egypt has helped them a bit. But you know, anything's possible. Anything is possible. At the moment, the Russia and Khazar are expanding very nicely, and Russia is starting to run away with it. I feel they are looking very, very strong. How aggressive they are, and how much of a threat to the rest of the civs they are, I don't know. But Eritrea was settled at the end of the last video by Greece to fill up this gap. Don't know how happy Austria will be with that. Although Austria have probably got bigger problems than our border Finland and practically border Russia, so you know, two very scary nations there. Hopefully Denmark and Finland at war. That's not good for my choice to win of Denmark, but oh, it may not be, but they may not. It may just be open borders. Maybe Finland is being aggressive somewhere else now. Lots of units just wandering through Bavaria, but nothing's really going on. The Papal States still doing nothing. They're just happy to sit here and do what they want. Spain, Iberia even, well, Spain technically, but Spain is in this case more linked to this bit here. So Iberia still not really united. Portugal were in a war, weren't they, against both of them, but they've survived because they had a lot of units. So Portugal is safe. So if you're rooting for Portugal, there you go. Some good news. Arhima, the Goths' capital, is about to fall to Russia, and there we go. Krasnoyarsk, which sounds very scary for a place, has fell to the Khazar. It's not even, you know, I don't know why they've gone for this city. They need to go for Attila's court now to connect all their cities, or it wouldn't have been worth it really at all. I mean, I guess it's a big city. I guess it is worth it a little bit, but you know, they've put themselves right next to Russia in the firing line. That's probably not the best idea. Looks like the Goth capital is going to be the next city to fall, followed by Assur, which I think will fall in a little while. And oh, the Huns retook that city. That is interesting. See, because they don't have any melee units over here to take it back now. This unit's quite far away. This means Attila's court will probably not fall yet. Don't want to say ever, because it probably will. So Denmark reached the industrial era. I presume some other civs are already there, but it was just I don't really read the site notifications, which is probably why. So there probably are some civs already there. So it'll be interesting to see how well they're doing, because they were just attacked from all sides savagely over the last few videos. So we'll be able to see if they can just hold on to this land, because if they can, they will be pretty strong. If they can rebuild, they've got to be worried about Sweden and Finland and everybody else. But there we go. Khazar once again took it back. It's now at 2 populations. No, not a great city anymore. It was a great city, but yeah, not anymore. Ooh, Garamantes, who have frigates, and it appears they're the only people with frigates. I don't want to say if they're not. Oh, it's not going to matter though, because this city's so far inland. They should be okay, the Moors. But maybe someone else is planning to declare war on the Moors in the future. And there we go. Russia take Arhima. And they are looking very strong. Russia continuing to expand. But maybe over-expanding. We don't know. I mean, are they top for land area? I presume so. Oh, let's look at some graphs. We don't normally look at the graphs. It's because they're hard to tell with this many civs. Oh, I zoomed in. No. I presume, yeah, that yellow line is Russia. If If you're wondering, military. Okay, so yeah, score-wise, Russia are dominating. I can't tell who's who. Is that Switzerland? No, who is second? They've got that white line that just dropped a bit. It wasn't the Greeks. Who on earth is it? It's not the Huns. I'm trying to work out who this white line here is. It's not. It's obviously not Portugal or Assyria. Who is it? It's not Russia. Oh, it was the Goths. They are now dropping off quite quickly. Who is this red one who's currently in third? So how? Okay, Norway suck. What I'm on about. I think Finland is third now. Third. I think Finland is that one. This is fun, just trying to work stuff out with the graph. Yeah, Finland is that one. Who is strong and coloured red? Austria, but they're not that strong. Morocco? Somehow Morocco up there, I don't know. They're not doing that well. Also, the Celts just declared war on the Moors. That isn't going to matter. Where are the Garamantes going with this settler? I have no idea. But, wow, look at the British Navy. Jeez. Very strong Great Britain. How strong are they compared to the Celts? Britain 8th, 113,000 units. The Celts, or soldiers, 79,000. So that navy's going to be pretty effective because all three Celtic cities are on the... Although they're on the east coast, they're all coastal. So Britain could yet unify the British Isles. I got there in the end. Don't forget, Greece have an African colony now to worry about, and they've also probably soon may have a Russian border. No, there's no way Russia could take this city yet. Maybe in the future, but not now. For now, Greece are safe from Russia. But Greece are doing pretty well. They've got a big navy out here. They'll probably eventually become, once technology advances enough, they should be able to take out Byzantium probably. The Byzantium have done well to survive. The Ottoman settling hasn't helped them in recent times, but okay, Azure is going to fall now. This turn, once this pikeman gets over, it will fall, and that will be nice for Babylon. Just lots of resources, like I said, from these cities. The Sumer will probably survive until dynamite is researched and the Great Wall becomes ineffective, and then they'll probably fall quite quickly. Armenia are still here. Credit to them. Good job, Armenia. I'm surprised Austria still have this 12 population city here. Salzburg, I mean, it's cut off now. It's surrounded by Russia and Khazar, so it may not last much longer, but it's been impressive. Russia already have their unique cavalry replacement in the Cossacks, so they're going to go through a big era of expansion now with their unique units, probably. There we go, Babylon finally got the job done. Boom. So they've grown quite considerably on the map, but whether this will keep them alive, probably not, because they now also have a border with the Ottomans, who have a Janissary army up here for them to deal with. Spain did... Yes, Spain are over here, although Portugal are attacking them. Portugal stay alive. I'm going to take my hat off to them. Well done. I'd like to see Portugal survive, even though they made a poor start. If only they were a little bit more northern. If they had taken a few more tiles this way, it would have looked like up to this river. It would have looked a bit more like regular Portugal in real life. But, you know, it looks kind of cool. Just this little corner. See, they've got Porto here in Africa. So they can run away if they need to. But yeah, Morocco, I'm surprised, because they're not doing that well tech-wise. Maybe they're catching up now, because they were really far behind. But all these cities, I guess, is going to help. The Songhai haven't expanded as much. They're just 4 cities along the river. But being on the river benefits them. As long as all their cities are south. Okay, this one's north. But, you know, attacking over the river gives the Songhai benefits. So they should be fine. Greece are going for a second African city. They are expanding well. Okay, the disease is spreading. Sparta, Constantinople. I think it's coming to an end. I don't think it's a new disease. I think it's nearly over. So that's good for these nations, because the Goths had it. It's gone now. So yeah, I think it's just sort of coming to its end. It's not a new thing. Are they going for Attila's court? They are. I mean, if they can take it, hands off to the Khazar. I mean, they're not too bad. They're not in too bad a spot, the Khazar, but like I said, they're running out of options on who to attack. Soon it will just be cut off by the big yellow monster that has big cities even out here in the Far East. You know, 9 population, some mines. It's probably a good city. Again, 11 here, and then you've got the main sort of core cities: Novgorod, St. Petersburg, Moscow. Down here. Okay, here we go. Egypt v the Sumer. Byzantium v the Sumer. Is that the Sumer? Yes. Yeah, it is the Sumer. Okay, the Sumer are fine. As long as Arabia and Babylon don't team up against them. Ooh. Greece v the Papal States. Well, all the Greek units are out in the east, but if they come round, this city's coastal on 2 sides. There's an option maybe for this city to fall to Greece, and then the Papal States would be in trouble. Did anyone else join in? Austria joined in. Maybe. I mean, I'm not going to count anything out, because when the Papal States took out Venice very early on, that was incredible. So I'm not going to count anyone out from taking anyone over, because that would be a stupid thing to do. Anything could happen. We saw the Papal States took this city with units in 2 positions, and it was incredible. I mean, if Switzerland... I think Switzerland are coming to their aid. I don't know what Switzerland are doing, but they're going to get in the way for Austria, probably. Who've got 2 very big cities, Austria. They wouldn't want... The rest of Europe won't want these 2, Warsaw and Vienna, falling into Russian hands. They probably hope Russia won't expand any further. See, they've got... Soon Russia will have to choose. They've got Austria, which will be probably the last easy option, maybe for Warsaw, but other than that, Finland are very strong. Wow, first ideology, Russia with autocracy. Okay, we are very accelerating through the campaign now. But if Russia take out the final, well, not the final, but this Gothic city, then they will have a border with Greece. You know, and they'll be starting to border some really strong nations, the Khazar, Finland, and Greece, and that will make expanding just a little bit harder. They'll have to be a little bit more cautious at that point. Austria aren't weak either. They are pretty strong. Obviously, Salzburg's in the middle of nowhere, but yeah, Russia's sort of running out of warry options with small civs. Attila's court is going to fall. Yep, it has fallen, as I said that. Boom, there we go. And the Huns won't take that back. They don't have any units left. The Ottomans helping here as well. Still a small Hunnic nation left. They're just... Oh, and look at this from the Ottomans. That is going to keep Armenia alive, probably. That is all this city is going to do. Keep Armenia alive. It's going to be tough to take. Though the Khazar will probably take it eventually, maybe. The Ottomans... We should not be counting the Ottomans out. They've got a lot of cities, lots of units, some islands. They're well spread out. I really like how this city's just sort of... Borders are just oozing through the gaps of what is left of Arabia. That looks really cool. Cool borders here, but yes. Yes, we must focus. Iceland, how are you doing? Look at this, the Garamantes and the Moors are just fighting out in the middle of the ocean. Is that outbreak ends? Yes, Roman fever is gone. Cool, they must have spread it from my Roman submarine. That's where it all came from. But yeah, Iceland is still alive. Good for them. Good job, Iceland. You just stay there. I'm surprised people have definitely found... Yeah, they've got to have found... Lots of people must know Iceland are there, because the World Congress was founded, so at least one person does. People have been up there. Are we going to see the war? The British now have their redcoats, their unique units, so I think we might see an expansion attempt from Britain soon. They've got so many units. Like we said, the 8th largest military in the world. They've really come back from a tough position. Ooh. Finland, with Denmark, have assisted, possibly here, the fall of Regensburg again. This time it looks like it might fall to Finland. I don't know why Finland are going for Regensburg. I think Finland should have actually looked at Denmark. You know, as much as I'm rooting for Denmark as my choice, there was an option there to just go after Denmark and become very strong, and then eventually go after Sweden as well. Wow. How are they not running out of units? So the Goths are down to the former Belgian city, which they took, Antwerp, and now they themselves find themselves with Germany as a Balkan nation. I keep forgetting to check that. I think it's I'm pretty sure it's Balkan. Because Baltic Sea is in the north, so it should be. But yeah, Germany and the Goths now representing the small Balkan nations south of Austria, north of Greece, And Russia now border Greece, so that will be a very, very tense border. And Russia just so far, like that. It's incredible how far they've expanded, and no one has declared war on them yet. Okay, so now let's see if Finland are going to have some success here. Let's see, regions, but all of Bavaria's units are here south of the Danish divide. That's what I'm going to call it now, the Danish divide of Bavaria. So if Denmark aren't willing to give open borders the other way, I mean, if I was Denmark, I'd give open borders both ways and just let them fight each other, because then it's easier for Denmark to stay alive if they've both got smaller militaries. But that won't happen. Okay, Russia's peaced out with Greece. And the Khazar are just going all out here. They're really exhausting their units, but they're willing to try and take one more city. They'll then get access to the Black Sea. I don't know whether they need that, but they might want it. I guess cargo ships would be a big thing, because at the moment they can send a cargo ship to this Armenian city, but other than that, and I can send two. But other than that, that's about it. Wow, Russia being very aggressive still. Just wanting to try and get in on the Finnish Huns. Byzantium as well aren't gonna... Maybe Byzantium might sneak in if they have like a melee boat, but it doesn't look like they do. So that should be fine. Doesn't look like any city stealing is gonna happen there. Ooh. Okay, so there is something going on. Papal States and Greek War. I forgot about this. So it looks like the Papal States are going to take control of Sardinia and other island. I forgot what this one is. Sicily, Sardinia, Corsica, maybe. But it looks like the Greeks are going to be pushed out by the Papal States, which means the Papal States and Spain will now share this island. There is a lot of Swiss units just wandering around. They've like run out of space, so they're just gonna... They're renting land to stand them in, I guess. From the, maybe they're trying... I think they're just trying a very complex maneuver to invade Bavaria. But, how are the French doing? They've been quiet for a while. All the land pretty much filled up here. Just a little bit here left in Brittany. But France looking pretty good. They're looking fine. They were one of the stronger nations out here in the West. Problem is for all these Western Europeans is they're all about equally strength. There's going to need to be like a coalition for anyone to gain any power. So that's probably the problem. Like Bavaria, Papal States, Switzerland, France, Britain, they're all sort of similarly... There's no sort of weak nations out there. Portugal may maybe consider weak. But Spain and the Moors, again, they're just too similar to really get anything out of it. There we go. The Huns pieced out with Bulan, not Mulan, Bulan of the Khazar. And yeah, that Sweden are doing okay. They could have done better invading Denmark, or they should have done better. Delegates, I'm not going to vote. I don't care whether they ban sugar or not. Okay, so Greece settled a second city in Africa very near to the Garamantes capital, which is probably not the best idea, but Greece can do what they want. You know, if they want to take a big chunk of north coast of Africa while they can, it's worth a try. The Garamantes are trying something pretty big here. Potentially a Vandals invasion, because it'll be a lot harder for the Papal States to get the Garamantes out of Italy than it will the other way around. Wow, Finland did that really quickly. I'm not going to move because I think the game is... Okay, it's not frozen. Okay. I didn't want to look at it and break the game straight away while the borders were changing. But there we go. And they've connected this somehow. I didn't think... Oh, yeah, they were connected a little bit. So maybe not the worst city to take. Regensburg is now falling. And the Finland are very weird layout of cities. But they are doing okay. They are doing okay. And they may be one of the civs that is able to break through and sort of trigger a chain reaction of wars in Western Europe that causes some powers to arise. Because Bavaria now down to one very big city, which a lot of people would like. Austria would probably like it. I think Denmark would definitely like it, as would the French, and probably Switzerland, although it'd be really annoying borders if Switzerland took it. So Switzerland, I know you want it, but please just control yourself and keep the borders looking nice. And because then once, say, if the French went in and had success in Munich, they may run out of all their units in the west, although their navy will probably keep them safe. Maybe we'll see a British invasion into France. Then if Britain are weak, we'll see the Celts go in, then Denmark. It'll just be a whole big cycle of awesomeness. There we go. So Jala. So the Garamantes are in the industrial era, so they're not too far off of... Who was it a little while ago that went into the industrial era? It wasn't Russia that I commented on. I forgot. But it's fine. I think it was it the Goths? Maybe. But they're not progressing much anymore. But whatever. But anyway, just the Garamantes are pretty strong in Africa. Pharsalos is not going to fall unless they get a melee unit out here, and they don't have any. They have a pikeman, but he's dead. Yep, he's dead. Oh, so they are fighting Bavaria. That is something I didn't know. Papal States Bavaria is a thing. Munich is probably the best city in Western Europe. Paris is pretty close, but yeah, definitely Munich is the one that you want to take. I mean, Copenhagen's pretty good. Vienna's good as well, but yeah, definitely the land that comes with Munich. This is a huge chunk of land for someone, which explains why the city is so good. The Vandals pieced out with Portugal. Surprised the Vandals... Come on, someone... Can't believe the Papal State... Okay, Greece are now pushing into this city here, Pontecorvo. Corvo. There's not two O's. Corvo. Which would be bad if that fell to Greece for the Papal States. Not in general. The Papal States may end up getting what they deserve for being so spineless and not declaring any wars. Hey, look at this Venetian worker just chilling in the lake. Some things are just funny in this game. Okay, is there anything going on out here? Just scroll back out, have a look, see what's going on. Arabia looking pretty strong. Mercuria did actually settle down here, just notice this. They're very close, they waited this long to do that, I don't know why, but they seem pretty happy. As long as Egypt aren't taking them out, I'm sure they're pretty happy to stay here. Egypt are going to have a big part to play later on when the Garamantes and Arabia are probably trying to grow in the late game, because Egypt aren't too far behind. They're strong enough. They're a mid-tier civ of this game. We probably need to split everyone into tiers. So Russia's definitely, Russia's tier 1 if we were to split it like that. Greece is probably a tier 1 civ, maybe not. Into how I would 1 being the best, 3 being the weak 1 city civs, and tier 2 being those medium civs that are okay as long as they're not attacked by a tier 1. Khazar are probably... Ooh. Okay, so there's unhappiness in Russia because we're seeing some rebels popping up, but they'll be able to deal with them. They'll be fine. But Khazar are probably going to be there once they rebuild. The Garamantes are there. Finland are probably there, and then Greece. I don't know if anyone else over here could be considered in that group. Maybe Britain, if they kick on. If one of them kicks on and does something, maybe they could still catch that group. But Finland look very good. Obviously, the problem is Finland and Russia border each other, so they'll probably take each other out. Arabia also, they're probably a tier, I don't know, tier 1 maybe, if I'm being nice, the very bottom of tier 1. And then civs like Babylon are tier 2. And then tier 3 would be like Armenia, maybe the Sumer, because they're not okay if someone comes after them. Armenia are okay because of the natural surroundings. The Huns now, they're tier 3. Pretty bad. Byzantium, I don't know where I'd put Byzantium. They're in a bit between 2 and 3. Because they look like a 3, but because they're so spread out, they're probably... No, they look like a 2, but they're so spread out, they probably end up being like a 3. Like the Papal States, they're a 2. This is fun, just picking. Switzerland, they're probably a 2. They're a solid 2. But they're too small to be anywhere to be at upper 2. Like France is probably pretty near to a 1. Same with Britain. Munich, as strong as Bavaria look, I think again 3. Denmark are probably a mid 2 now. They've sort of fallen behind a bit. This is really fun. Austria are probably a 2. Just creeping into a 2 because they've got these cities, but they're not in a strong position. Goths are a 3. We all knew that. Iceland are obviously a 1 star. These guys are on fire. These are amazing. They are going to win, of course. But anyway, that is going to be it for this episode. As always, hopefully you have enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like, comment, maybe even subscribe if you've watched this far and you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.